In this lesson, we learn about multiplication, division, and powers of complex numbers in polar form. So we're going to take Z1 and Z2. Z1 is R1 cis A, angle A, and Z2 is R2 cis B. When I multiply the two complex numbers, I multiply the R's and I add the angles. So it will become R1 times R2 cis A plus B. And if I'm dividing the two complex numbers, then that would be R1 divided by R2 cis of A minus B. So I divide the R's, but I add the angles if I'm multiplying, and I subtract the angles if I'm dividing. So let's take our first example. Let's say that Z1 is equal to 12 cis pi over 4, and Z2 is 3 cis pi over 3. Now I'm going to try to multiply those two and divide them. So if I multiply Z1 times Z2, I simply multiply the 12 times the 3 and I get 36, and I add the two angles, pi over 4 and pi over 3, to get 7 pi over 12. Now, if I'm able to find the value of this, I would. So then this, if I know 7 pi over 12, I can change that into a rectangular form if I want to. But I don't know the value of 7 pi over 12, so I'm going to keep it as it is, and that would be my answer. Now let's divide Z1 and Z2. So I divide 12 divided by 3, I get 4, and then cis pi over 4 minus pi over 3, and I will get negative pi over 12. But hold on, I cannot have a negative. And remember, the angle should always be between 0 inclusive and 2 pi non-inclusive. So if my angle is negative, I need to find the coterminal angle, so I need to add 2 pi to it. So if I add 2 pi to it, it will become 4 cis 23 pi over 12. And if my angle is beyond the 2 pi, I would subtract 2 pi. So then my angle stays between 0 and 2 pi. So negative pi over 12 is not acceptable because it's not in my domain. And any number above 2 pi will not be acceptable because then it will be also beyond my domain. So you need to either add or subtract 2 pi to stay within the domain. Again, this is it. This is the division of Z1 and Z2. Again, I cannot change this to a rectangular form because I don't know what cis 23 pi over 12 is. So let's take example number 2. I would like you to pause the video and try it on your own. So this is 4 cis 60 degrees, and Z2 is half cis 30. I would like you to divide Z1 and Z2, multiply Z1 and Z2, and actually write out both the polar and the rectangular form if it's possible. Let's start by multiplying Z1 and Z2. So 4 times 1 over 2 is 2, and 60 plus 30 is 90. Now this is a value that I'm familiar with. So let's go ahead and write the rectangular form. So to write the rectangular form is going to be 2 cosine 90 plus I sine 90. Cosine 90 is 0, so 2 times 0 is 0, so that's the real number. Plus sine of 90 is 1, so 2 times 1 is 2i. So then the imaginary number is 2, and that would be my rectangular form. So let's divide Z1 and Z2 and write down the rectangular form if it's possible. So 4 divided by 1 over 2 is 8. Cis 60 minus 30, which is 30. That's the polar form. Now I can find what cis 30 is. So it is cosine 30 plus I cosine 30, sine 30. So that's going to be 8 times cosine 30, which is radical 3 over 2, plus 8i times 1 over 2. So then my rectangular form is going to be 4 root 3 plus 4i. That's the rectangular form. Now we'll learn about DeMoivre's theorem and learn how we can apply it and what is it and how does it make expanding easier. Now definitely use radians with DeMoivre's theorem because it's easier to use radians. Now what does DeMoivre's theorem do? When I have something, a complex number in polar form, and I'm raising it to the third power, DeMoivre's theorem allows me to expand this quickly with a formula. So let's come up with a formula together. Let's think about it. So when I'm multiplying, or when I'm raising 2 cis pi over 4 to the power 3, I'm multiplying it by itself 3 times. So 2 cis pi over 4 multiplied by itself 3 times. Now what did we learn about complex numbers when we multiply them? If they're in the trig form, we multiply the r's and then we add the angles. So that's going to end up being 8 cis 3 pi over 4. Now let's compare the value or the answer that I got over here with the original one. So 2 to the power 3 will give me 8. And 3 times pi over 4 will give me 3 pi over 4. So then the general rule for DeMoivre's theorem is going to be, if I have something in the form of r cis theta to the power n, that's going to equal r to the power n cis n theta. That is DeMoivre's theorem. So let's take an example to see how we can apply it. Example number 1. If I have 1 plus I to the power 5. Now the first thing I'm going to do is that this is in rectangular form. I need to change it to polar form, apply DeMoivre's theorem, and then write it back in rectangular form. So step number 1, change to polar. Now to do that, I need to find r and theta. R is equal to the square root of x squared plus y squared, or a squared plus b squared, and that's 1 plus 1, and r is root 2. Theta is the inverse tangent of y over x, so 1 over 1. So 1. Tangent inverse of 1 is going to be 2 different values, so I need to look back at the rectangular form. A is positive, B is positive, so that's the first quadrant. That means that the angle I'm looking for is pi over 4 in the first quadrant. So I just found the r and the theta. So I'm going to change the rectangular form to polar form. Now, radical 2 means 2 to the power half. That's going to be my r. Cis, the angle that I just found, which is pi over 4. So now I'm going to apply DeMoivre's theorem. I raise r to the power n and multiply theta by n. In this case, n is 5. So 2 to the power half to the power 5 is going to be 2 to the power 5 over 2. And then cis, 5 times pi over 4. So that will give me 5 pi over 4. Now let's change this back to rectangular. So we change it to polar, apply DeMoivre's theorem. That's going to be step number 2. And now I need to put it back into rectangular form. Since I started with rectangular, I need to end with rectangular. So 2 to the power 5 over 2 means 2 to the power 5 under the square root. So that's square root of 32. Cis, 5 pi over 4. So to change this to rectangular, I put the r on the outside, parentheses, cosine 5 pi over 4 plus I sine 5 pi over 4. Now cosine 5 pi over 4 is going to be negative radical 2 over 2, so I'm going to multiply square root of 32 times negative root 2 over 2. And then sine 5 pi over 4 is going to be negative root 2 over 2 as well. So there's going to be negative or minus root 32 times root 2 over 2. And that will be negative 64, root 64 over 2, minus root 64 over 2. Now there's an I over here. Now root 64 is 8. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So then it's going to be negative 4 minus 4i. So then that means that 1 plus I to the power 5 is equal to negative 4 minus 4i. So let's review the steps. This is given to me in rectangular form to the power 5. I don't really want to write 1 plus I 5 times and multiply it by each other. So I need to use DeMoivre's theorem. To do that, I need to change rectangular to polar. R equals square root of a squared plus b squared, and theta is the inverse tangent of y over x. And I was able to write it in polar form. Then I applied DeMoivre's theorem, which tells me r to the power n and cis n times the theta. After I found it, or after I applied DeMoivre's theorem, I need to change that back into rectangular since I started with rectangular. So remember, you instead of cis 5 pi over 4, you put cosine 5 pi over 4 plus I sine pi over 4, 5 pi over 4, and you distribute. And this is what you get at the end. Now, go ahead and do number 2 on your own. So write down the example. Negative root 3 minus I to the power 4. Remember, change it to polar form, apply DeMoivre's theorem, and then change it back to rectangular form. Okay, let's go ahead and change it to polar form. So r is equal to the square root of a squared, which is 3, plus b squared, which is 1, and that's going to give me root 4, which is 2. Theta is equal to the inverse tangent of y over x. And that will give me inverse tangent of 1 over root 3, which is equal to 7 pi over 6. Now, why 7 pi over 6? Because a is negative, b is negative, so then I'm going to be in the third quadrant. So it's the pi over 6 family, and I want it in the third quadrant, and that's the 7 pi over 6. Now I have the r and the theta, so let's write the polar form. So that will become 2 cis 7 pi over 6 to the power 4. Now that means I need to raise 2 to the power 4 and multiply the angle by 4 times 7 pi over 6, which will simplify to give me 14 pi over 3. Now before I change that back into rectangular, I need to ask myself, is this angle acceptable? This angle is beyond 2 pi, it's beyond the domain, so I need to subtract 2 pi from it. Now 14 pi over 3 minus 2 pi, that's going to give me 2 pi over 3. Because I'm not just subtracting 2 pi, I'm subtracting a multiple of 2 pi, and I'll be subtracting, in this case, 4 pi. So 14 pi over 3 minus 4 pi, which is 12 pi over 3, that will give me 2 pi over 3. So then my value is going to be 2 to the power 4, which is 16. That's the polar form. Cis 2 pi over 3. So remember that the angle cannot be negative. It cannot be beyond 2 pi. It has to be between 0 inclusive and 2 pi not included. Now let's change this back into rectangular. So cosine 2 pi over 3 plus I sine 2 pi over 3. So cosine of 2 pi over 3 is negative 1 over 2 plus sine 2 pi over 3, that's going to be root 3 over 2i. Now multiply 16 by that and you will get negative 8 plus 8 root 3i. So basically, if you multiply negative root 3 minus I to the power 4 by itself, like negative root 3 minus I by itself 4 times, you will get that. Now I hope that this video was helpful. Make sure that you refer back to your complex numbers packet for more practice.